My name is Ntawa the Voice. So, in Kenya, there is something called Vision 2030 that was started by a former president called Mwai Kibaki in 2008. This is to see Kenya to be the biggest economy in Africa, or a better economy in Africa. That's what I'm trying to say. And also, Nairobi is forecasted to be the biggest city or economy in Africa. Look at that. So beautiful. So I want to show you around. So that building that you're seeing right there in the middle, that is the biggest or the tallest building in Eastern Central Africa. It's called GTC. So let me show you around first of all as we continue conversing. So before even planning or even thinking of becoming the biggest economy, you must create an environment that enables it to be a big economy, enables it to business to be easy. So Nairobi knew that was a must. That's why the biggest thing they had to do is to work on the infrastructure, work on the housing, work on the health, work on security, and also at the same time work on the education system. And that's what is happening right now in Kenya. There is an ambulance there. I think someone's being taken to the hospital. So back to the topic, yeah? To make that possible, that's why you have things like the expressway, buildings popping up like the GTC, which is the tallest building in Eastern Central Africa, having biggest malls like the Nairobi Two Rivers, Sarit, and right now there is a construction of a mall which is going to be the biggest mall in Africa. It's called the BBS. So this building that you're seeing there, it's called the GTC. Can you be able to see it properly? So GTC is the tallest building in Eastern Central Africa. And just opposite to it, that is the Nairobi Expressway. So I'll give you an example why Nairobi Expressway, we're having the Nairobi Expressway right now. So, to enable movement of goods and services and also people to be faster, there was delays, especially for people coming from the airport now to their various destinations. So to improve on that, they had to build this road, of which back then it will take you around let's say 1 hour or more, or 2 hours sometimes, from the airport to Nairobi CBD. But now it can take you 10 minutes from the airport up to Nairobi CBD. I did a video about Nairobi Expressway, you can go and check. So this is Nairobi Expressway. Just right next to it, that is the GTC, which is the tallest building in Eastern Central Africa. So let's move to the next place. So when you have such a big vision like that one, you must take care of your investors when they come to your country. Where are they going to live? So you work on your housing. At the same time, you work on hotels that are enabling businesses like hotels to have quality, that international quality, so that it can accommodate that. Let me show you something. So that one there, that is Marriott Hotel. I think it is one of the biggest hotels in the world. And that's what we're having here right now in Kenya. And just opposite Marriott Hotel, just next to it, not even opposite, you're going to find Villa Rosa Kempinski Hotel. There is an hotel you just passed, just right there. Is it called Royal Talib? Yeah. So those are the things to enable when investors come, at least they can have somewhere to live for that given time. So to enable that, Kenya had to work with other East African countries or other African countries and any other country in the world that was buying this idea. So to do that, when you work together with others, even they can be able to support your vision and you grow together. That's why right now in every East African country, there is an improvement. When you go to Tanzania, its economy is booming up. Right now in Uganda has started slowly doing good. When you go to Rwanda has done an amazing job in terms of security and at the same time in terms of cleanliness and its economy, opening up entrepreneurial opportunities even for investors to come in the country and invest there. So that's what is going right now. Go to Ethiopia. Ethiopia is doing a very humongous job in terms of agriculture, production of energy. At the same time, when you go to Congo is slowly improving. That's why you have got peace talks right now ongoing in Burundi to enable, Congo to stabilize so that these river globes we can be able to eliminate them. And by eliminating them is by having peaceful talks to improve this beautiful country of Congo. Sorry for that. And I'm looking forward to seeing Congo, developing to a level where it's supposed to be. Because in terms of resources, Congo is the richest country in the world. Just imagine. So if we are able to eliminate all these unnecessary, conflicts, we can be able to reach that level, because when we empower Congo, we empower the whole of Africa, and that's how it's supposed to be. One thing I like about this is that, African countries, have woken up, and it's not about competition, but about everyone having a vision and wanting to fulfill it. Tanzania has a vision, Rwanda has a vision, Nigeria has a vision, South Africa has a vision. Talk about Congo, Uganda, Tanzania. Talk about, Botswana. Talk about Egypt, Ethiopia. Talk about Somalia. I'm very proud right now, man. Somalia, slowly by slowly, is catching up, and it's going to be one of the amazing countries to visit. You guys, I wish you could see the beautiful side of, Somalia, man. You're going to appreciate these brothers and sisters working so hard. So I'm next to this, yeah, that road looks so beautiful. Yeah, that one of the things, as a country, if you want to improve your economy, you need to work, on your infrastructure, work on your education, security, work on your health. Those are the key fundamental things, to work on if you want to improve your economy. So let's go. Nairobi is a very busy city. Construction everywhere. I'm told this house belongs to Patni, the one who was in the gold scandal in Zimbabwe. Is that true? And we are just opposite museum. You remember we were at the museum the other time, at the Snake Park also. So this museum, if you want to learn anything about Africa, it has got a rich history about Africa. It is like the biggest archives, in Kenya. So if you want, see everything about Africa, you go check that museum. So I want to cross this side. If you want to develop a country, one of the hacks is infrastructure, and also creating an environment that is very conducive for the investors. So this is what Kenya did. It's working on its infrastructure. That's why you're seeing all these roads, all this interconnection, all these bypasses. That is the expressway you're seeing there. Line going straight from Nairobi Westlands to the airport, to enable movement of goods and services, and also people to be easier. Just next there, I'll show you, that is the Museum Hill, when you're using the expressway. Wow. So this is Nairobi, Kenya here, man. So one of the challenges, that Kenya has been having, especially now Nairobi, which is the capital city, is the issue with traffic. So you can imagine there is traffic right now, and maybe you're going to the airport, or maybe you are rushing somewhere. Man, you're going to be in trouble. So let me show you. This is entering the expressway using the Museum Hill. This is traffic here right now. Traffic, man, it's crazy. In Nairobi during daytime, especially during the weekdays, man, traffic is very, very crazy. So those are the things, that inspired, especially, the government say, let's try and put the expressway. And using the expressway, this is the expressway, all this, when you go like this. And before using the expressway, you have to pay a certain fee, so that, you don't have this traffic. But when you use here, the normal roads down here, it is free. But while using the expressway, you have to pay a certain amount. Especially it's around $3, sometimes less, sometimes slightly upper or more than that. But it will be faster, because going from Nairobi CBD to the airport, it will take you 10 minutes. And when there is traffic like this, it's going to take you even more than 2 hours. Just imagine. You see how traffic can mess you up in Nairobi, man. Oh, let me show you something right there. So you can see that building there. It was that building was constructed. Let me zoom it. That one there. It was constructed, when Pope Francis came to Kenya. So it was specifically built for Pope Francis, man. And we are just opposite the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, KBC. It is a government parastatal. It's a TV station and radio stations for the government. And that is the outlet for Nairobi, expressway. these are the university ways. So when you're leaving now, maybe you're coming from the airport, now you leave like that. You go this way to Westlands. So we also not far from, you know, the University of Nairobi, which is the biggest university in Kenya. So I'll show you. I decided to use another route so that I can show you the University of Nairobi. So this is the University of Nairobi. That's their tower. It's called the University of Nairobi Towers. So I don't know what rank or which means they use, you know, while, you know, ranking universities. So let me tell you something about the University of Nairobi. Actually, this is the university that also our current president went. She's a PhD holder from this university. But now, this is the main thing. You know, education system in Kenya is now being empowered such that we not only have, students who only get the education but also have the skills so that they can be able to, you know, when they leave the school, they can be able to go directly to the market and be able to compete. That's why we're having a new syllabus called CBC, Curriculum-Based Education, Syllabus Studies. This will be able to nurture students with their strengths from different areas or faculties in life, so that if somebody is an artisan, he specializes from that. If person maybe is a good communicator, he starts from a younger age. Maybe an engineer, start from that age. So that's what we're having right now in Kenya, so that we prepare someone from an early age, not only to, you know, think about creating employees, but also creating about people who are going to create opportunities in the country. So that's what we are doing right now in Kenya. So here's the University of Nairobi. I'm just opposite it right now. Now we along the university way. So I use the other route, so I'm headed this way. Just opposite here, it is University of Nairobi main gate. This university has so many gates, you know, like 10 gates. I don't know why. They have very many faculties, so many departments. And also, this is the university in Kenya with a very big chunk of land that is close to a whole district, a whole university having that whole land, man. It's a very big university. So this is the main campus here, but there are other campuses when you go, so many of them, man. It's like this is how it looks from outside. No students there. We're just opposite this road here. So this is Nairobi city, so we headed this way. So far, how do you find Nairobi, Kenya, man? How do you find it? Tell me in the comment section. My name is Ntal the Voice. Let's go. So I'm next to Harithuk Road, next to Central Police Station. I want to use this flyover to cross to that other side. So, you know, our police stations with the cameras, they don't like it at all. So let's go. I am on this flyover, and these are the beautiful views when you are this flyover. So I'm headed this side. So I'm almost at the other side of this flyover from the other road, from the university way. So let me show you. When you go like this, you'll be going to Alliance Française, but we're headed this way, next to it. Opposite that is Jivanji Gardens. I like this street because it presents one of the best views of Nairobi, just one of them. We are in Nairobi right now, Nairobi CBD. So let me zoom. I like this building. Actually, that building that you're seeing right there, can you be able to see? It is currently for the, Parliament offices, MPs. So next to Jivanji Gardens, named after one of the founding fathers called Jivanji. So let's go. One of the things that the past regime, before this new government did, actually was creating these pathways in the city, where pedestrians can walk. One of the things that he actually did a very good job. So another thing about the Vision 2030 is that, it is a blueprint that you have to follow no matter the president. So when a president or maybe someone comes with all promises, just know it's a joke, because there is a blueprint that they have to follow. I like the shape of this building. It's called I&M. So I was telling you something about Kenya. Kenya, we actually work on a blueprint that you have to follow as a leader. And the better you follow the blueprint, the faster you'll be able to, to have a good image, because you will have achieved something for your country. So someone can come like a leader actually with a lot of promises without knowing that we have a blueprint for this country. So those are some of the things that leaders do fail without knowing there is a plan that we follow as a country to achieve. So when they come, sometimes they are unable to be able to fulfill the fake promises they made to the people, simply because they have to follow a certain way or a certain route according to the Vision 2030 blueprint provided in 2009 by former President Mwai Kibaki. So that's how funny it is, man. I'm now along, Kenyatta Avenue in Nairobi, Kenya, which is projecting itself, Nairobi, to be the biggest, city in Africa. At the same time, Kenya to be the biggest economy by 2030, according to the Vision 2030 blueprint. So, let's go. So, this is where I am. I'm just next to Huduma Center and also next to Nyayo. Nyayo is where, if you want to have your passport, you go pick it there. And Huduma Center, this was created by the government so that, to ease in. Maybe you have lost your ID card, maybe you need a police abstract, maybe you need government services. You go just straight there, you can be able to access. Everything is found there, government officer, immigration, everything that you need about the government. So also, they introduced something called the e-citizen, that instead of going there physically, you can book an appointment, and then you can be told the time that you're supposed to go there. So it has been easy, and maybe these COVID certificates, maybe you want something about government services, you can do them online at this place. This is the Huduma Center, so I'm headed this way. It's a typical Nairobi day, and that's traffic. So I want to show you something just opposite there. So it is Uhuru Park, which is like our nature park. So there is a YouTuber I saw who talked very bad about Kenya, and she's a Kenyan actually. I don't know the reason why. I know in Kenya we've got a few challenges here and there, but as a traveler you have seen the worst, and one thing you should be able to appreciate, that you are making strides as a country, so you should be able to appreciate your country. So with me, I'm going to show you beautiful things about Kenya today. So we headed opposite there. Alright, our Nairobi traffic. I want to cross that other side. We're just next to Serena. Serena Hotel is a common hotel, especially in African countries. I want to cross that other side. It is packed to the brim. I want to cross. That is Nairobi CBD. So, let's go. So, here we are next to Uhuru Park, which is like... where can I compare it to? Like where, if you want, it is a park basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Where you can go rest, you can go and chill. It's not like a national park, but it's still under construction. So, someone was complaining the other time, but this thing was so old, man. It needed, construction, needed renovations. That's what's going on right now to Uhuru Park. So looking forward when the day comes when it will be open. It will be a beautiful day to show you. There is a church here under construction. Is it All Saints Cathedral? I think so. So humongous, man. Still in Nairobi. This is the Uhuru Park I was talking about, and this is the church, the cathedral. All right, let me show you something. This place has one of the most beautiful buildings. We are in Upper Hill. Like, check that building, how it looks like. So beautiful, man. And that is the Ministry of Health right there. So I'll tell you something about the Ministry of Health. We are headed this way. So before I tell you something about the Ministry of Agriculture, that building was once the tallest building in Kenya, but it's no more. Like, so we are headed this way. I'm going to show you there is something again. All right. Kenya, has its vision of being the biggest economy in Africa by 2030, and also Nairobi City to be the biggest, city in Africa. And to do that, they had to improve its health, system. That's why, like right now, in every county in Kenya, all the 47 counties in Kenya, they have been empowered, man. Like we have got, programs like MRI. You've got program like, insurances. Though people are complaining right now because the insurance, has been, the amount you have to pay for that insurance has been increased, and people are not happy because the economy is very low. So, but the health system also in Kenya has been improved. Putting in mind, like, Kenyatta Hospital is the biggest hospital in East and Central Africa. So it is a referral hospital, and it is depended by many people in East and Central Africa. So that's what is happening. So we're next to Capitol Hill. Capitol Hill, that's where it is, man. So that is the office to the former Prime Minister Raila Amolo Odinga. So next to one of that building also was once, can you be able to see? That one there, let me zoom it. It was once the tallest building in Kenya before GTC. But also, there is a building being constructed around here. When you go like this, it will be the tallest building in Africa. So just note that. I like Rwanda's transport system, and Kenya's emulated that. Right now in Kenya, we've got electric buses, and also there is the bus station here in Kenya that is almost the same like that one in Rwanda. Let me show you. You remember in Rwanda we had something like this? So this is in Nairobi, right now, Nairobi County. So this is what is happening. So that's what I was talking about. Like, Kenya is trying as much as possible to improve every faculty: transport, education, health, security, infrastructure, and so on, so that to realize that vision of being the biggest economy in Africa by 2030. So this is Kenya right now. See how beautiful it is. This is Nairobi, Kenya. People resting here, it is all green. It is a rainy season in Kenya. That's why it's so green like this. All right, so these are the best views of Nairobi, man. Yo, so that's what is happening, man. This is a place like you can get one of the best views about Nairobi. And I don't know if on camera you can see like what I'm seeing right now on my camera. So tell me in the comment section, what do you say? Is it possible or is it not possible? Tell me that in the comment section so that I'll be able to know, man. My name is The Voice. So let's keep moving. Traffic. I want to cross this other side. It's still Nairobi, man. I want to cross that side. I've already crossed. So now, this is the problem. Huh? One of the biggest challenges that we have as Africans, that these things kind of be hard to achieve, is the fact that, our leaders are corrupt. You elect someone with a good intention, then they change. Another thing, sometimes we vote in terms of your tribal, is like African racism, or maybe nepotism, something like that. At the same time, we electorates sometimes don't vote, and we do complain, oh, votes have been stolen or something like that. So those are some of the problems that we need to achieve to be able to go forward as Africans. Let me show you something for Kenyans. So that church there is a very controversial church in Kenya for Pastor Nganga. Kenyans will tell you that. Ask a Kenyan, what is the Neno Evangelism? What is that church by Pastor Nganga? He'll tell you something about that church. So what do you think? Back to the topic. What do you think as Africans we should do? Here we go. We are in the old town Nairobi. Most offices are no longer here, man. They've moved to Upper Hill or Westlands or something like that. That building there, it's called Times Towers. It was once the tallest building in Kenya, but it's no more. Like, I think maybe the 5th tallest building in Kenya, something like that. So yeah, you can rest here if you're tired. So I'll stop filming here because you're next to the Central Bank of Kenya, and they don't like cameras. As you know, that's a normal thing about African countries. They don't like cameras, even without knowing what you're doing. So let's go. So here I am crossing, man. I like this place. See those views. I think one of the best views of Nairobi also is at this place. So let me move a little bit closer. See if I can get the best view. Can you see that? I've already crossed. So a lot of eyes, man, looking at you, what you're doing. So, okay, we have discussed that. But where do you think, African countries get it wrong, and where can we improve? You can say where we get it wrong or where we get it right, and give a solution also, so that we want to know and learn. So give us your take in the comment section so that we see where to improve as Africa. We go forward together as Africans. Do you think that vision of Kenya can be achieved, or it is a hoax? Tell me in the comment section and tell me why. So let's go. So we're headed towards that, flyover. So when you go like this, you'll be going to Nairobi railway station, also the railway museum. So We have done a video about the Kenya Railways. If you go like this, you'd use the older, that is the meter rail gauge. So we go this side. So this is how it looks like. This is the old railway, meter gauge railway. It's not the SGR. So a lot of railways here. A lot of, is it railways or the trains? These are trains, old trains. This is for freighting, also passenger. All right, beautiful scenes here. Look at this side, man. A lot of them. So I think there's a train moving there. It's really fascinating watching that. Look at that. And I think one of the best places to have best views about Nairobi is at this place in Nairobi Railways. Come here, there's a bridge here because the railway line is passing down there. So as you can see, the train is also passing on that other side. You can see it moving. So this is one of the best places to have that beautiful view. So here we go, still in Nairobi. Traffic, man. We headed this side. I want to cross. I'm next to Nyayo. This side, when you go like this, you'll be going to Nairobi CBD town, and this side you'll be going to the airport. I want to cross like this. I want to go to Nyayo Stadium. I have already crossed, but the traffic is still there. See how traffic is a menace in Nairobi, Kenya. Opposite there, that is Nyayo Stadium. If you know Omanyala, like the fastest man in Africa, normally trains here, or Kasarani, or Eliud Kipchoge, the GOT of the marathons, also trains here, or at Nairobi Kasarani. Sometimes in the Rift Valley, there's a place called Chebarbar. At least you know something. Traffic, man, traffic. Actually, roads have been a menace in Nairobi, to the fact that, you know, every day you come to Nairobi, there's construction of roads, trying to create more links so that, you know, we reduce this menace of traffic in Nairobi. That's why there is expressway, there is Red Hill Road, there is Upper Hill Road, interconnecting, but still, people buying cars every day, vehicles every day. So the government did this. It had to increase, you know, the duty, excise duty for importing cars. But the more they increase, the more people are buying cars. This is so funny to the fact that if you're buying a car, for example, for $10,000, let's say in Kenyan shillings, that's 1 million, $10,000. Here in Kenya, that same car will cost you around $30,000. That is 3 million Kenyan shillings. So it's like triple the actual amount of that car. So you can imagine, just trying to reduce all this. Taxation has been increased to these cars, man, but still people are importing cars. So it has been crazy. So Kenya is coming up with a way of which maybe to create different terminals so that the public means don't enter the capital, so as to try as much as possible to have that order to reduce congestion in the city. So that's happening in Kenya right now. So back to the topic. Kenya is looking forward to be the biggest economy in Africa. At the same time, Nairobi to be the biggest city in Africa. What do you think? Tell me in the comment section. Man, I've walked for a very long distance to cover this, you know, vlog today. For those Kenyans watching this, I've walked from Westlands, Nairobi, Kenya, to Nyayo, now going to Madaraka. I've tried, right? Maybe some people that used to. But that is it. I'm just opposite Nyayo Stadium, the second biggest stadium in Kenya. So that has been it, man. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate from the bottom of my heart for watching this. My name is Mtar the Voice. Have a good time.